Friday cheer on the Lal Street following stellar rally from IT majors TCS and Infosys. Sensex jumps over 600 points while the Nifty hits life high.
Nifty IT emerges as star of the day, adds 1.5 lakh crore rupees in investor wealth. TCS rises on better than expected results.
Remain cautiously optimistic on order book, says TCS CEO K. Krithivasan. Expects better macroeconomic sentiment to drive growth. Meanwhile, Infosys trims its revenue guidance to 1.5 to 2% band.
More IT earnings on radar today. HCL Tech and Wipro to post their third quarter earnings.
Prime Minister Modi will inaugurate the most awaited and India's longest sea bridge, the Trans Harbour Link in Mumbai.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Market IQ. I'm Smriti Chaudhary and with me is Hersh Sayta. And we'll bring you all the stock market action, national and international news for the next 30 minutes. But before we do that, let's take a quick look at the markets. Nifty and Sensex are trading close to today's highs, and we're seeing a lot of traction in IT today. In fact, the top gainers in the Nifty 50 is the IT pack. And if you look at the numbers, we have Infi about 7.5% up, followed by Tech Mahindra about 4.5% up, LTIM, TCS all in the top 5 for Nifty 50. In the broader market, we have Nifty Midcap Index, both Nifty Midcap and Small Cap trailing the benchmarks today. Nifty Midcap 150 about 0.5% up, and Nifty Small Cap 250 about 0.6% up in trade right now. Nifty Bank about 0.5% up. Among sectors, IT sector shines today, followed by gains in realty as well, about 2% gains in the realty sector. IT index is the main star and the shining star today, with trading around 36,400 levels at this juncture. If you look at the constituents of the Nifty IT, if we can pull that up, we have Infi up in trade, followed by some mid-cap names as well, Coforge, LTIM, and we're awaiting Wipro and HCL results today. So Nifty IT is something to watch out for today. And that's what we have on the market check.
Well, yes, absolutely, Smriti. So a couple of very good days of trade yesterday and day before yesterday, which was largely led by the likes of Reliance, which was up 5+% in the last couple of days. But today, the lead largely taken by the men from the IT pack, and on the back of that, TCS buzzing. It's in fact up 4%. The Nifty IT index as a whole is up 5%. You have Infosys up nearly 8% in trade. So all of that in focus, and we'll speak about, or we'll try to break down some of those numbers over the course of this show. So let's first kickstart that piece with TCS buzzing after a better than expected set of numbers overall. And on that note, we had the chance to speak to the company's CEO, K. Krithivasan, listening to what he had to say with regard to the order book as well as hiring trends, because those are two key pieces which one needs to look out for when it comes to the IT companies.
I would probably say we're cautiously optimistic. I think the way we see is that the demand, the order book for the last 4 quarters has been very strong. The previous 3 quarters, we clocked almost 10 billion order book. In Q3, it was 8+ billion. So it's a very strong order book. And what was not helping is, as we talked about in the past, some of the older programs not getting passed or getting reprioritized. So that is causing a dip in or a depletion in our overall revenue. So as much as the new programs start, like whatever we started in the last 1 year, we are continuing to grow all of them, and they are tracking as per schedule. So to that extent, what would further drive growth? would be a better overall economic macro sentiment, which would give the conviction to the people that they can invest more or they don't have to stop the ongoing projects. If you looked at the last few years also, our approach has been very consistent. We always been going to campus or we take trainees. This year also we announced that we are in fact will be the first one or maybe the only one to go to the campus, do the campus hiring. And because once the campus hires come, it's usually a 6 to 9 months time period before which they can be deployed into the projects. In the meantime, if there is any demand surge, we can look into the lateral recruits also. So, but our approach is fairly stable, and we will take a lot of freshers from, when I say a lot of freshers, decent size number of freshers every year, and train them, and that model will not change.
That was TCS CEO talking about hiring plans for the company, and they still say they're going to look out for a decent number of freshers in the coming year. Now, we have more IT earnings on the radar today. HCL Tech and Wipro will also post their third quarter earnings. Tushar is here to tell us more. Good afternoon, Tushar. What is the expectation from Wipro as well as HCL Tech?
So good afternoon, Smriti. Good afternoon, Hersh. Just a first let's take a look at Wipro's numbers that may be possible today. Revenue is going to shrink for the fourth straight quarter in the October-December period. We are anticipating about a 3% quarter-on-quarter decline, in line with the company's guidance from -3.5 to -1.5. So essentially, it's not going to worsen from what we are seeing here on. The profitability will also take a hit for the IT services business. That will contract by about 50 basis points. That's also due to the fact that there were salary hikes given out during the quarter, and there is a lack of operational leverage for the company as we talk about. So TCV is still going to stay robust, as we saw in the case of both Infosys and TCS, but conversion into revenue, like is the case with its larger peers, are still under pressure. What to watch out for? The margin impact of the salary hikes, and what else margin levers are in play for Wipro to actually shore up its profitability. What is the impact of the senior level exodus? We have known that for the longest time, since the CEO Thierry Delaporte took over, there has been a senior level exodus amid restructurings introduced by him. So what is the status now, and how it impact the company going forward is one to watch out for. Now again, finally, what is the status of discretionary spending? Remember, Wipro is much more involved into the consulting business. Consulting business involve discretionary deals. If those are absent, it hurts the company. In that respect, we have to see how the consulting business is also panning out for Wipro. As far as HCL Technologies is concerned, it will also be impacted by the seasonal weakness, the seasonal changes that we are seeing right now. But that will be a positive for HCL Tech, because the products and platforms business does well, particularly in this October to December quarter. Expectations are of after a weak H1 FY24, there will be a strong second half of the fiscal. FY24 guidance will be in focus, since it was lowered from 4 to 6%, from 6 to 8% earlier. As far as top line performance is concerned, there will be a strong revenue pickup of 4% in constant currency terms. That's because of the implementation of the Verizon deal that was struck on November 1. There will be continued quarter-on-quarter growth in the ER&D business, especially because of the ASAP deal that is struck during the quarter. Now, as far as deal making concerned, one of the deals was also scrapped of a long-term client in State Street. So that impact also has to be seen in SCL numbers. Smriti.
Right. So all of those will have to be kept in mind. Thank you so much for that breakdown, Tushar. And of course, we'll keep monitoring all of those and keep coming back to you for perspective. But for now, I'm going to quickly have a check on the market contributories, if we can go there, because we're looking at the likes of an Infi and a TCS combined contributing roughly 130 points on the Nifty 50. Don't remember the last time I saw that kind of a rally from both of these big boys in the IT sector. And out of the 250 positive points contributed, this is more than half. So we are seeing certain big, the large caps really taking this rally forward where the Nifty is concerned, and that's something I want to highlight because last couple of days it was Reliance. Today it's been Infosys and TCS. So the big boys are really coming to the party and now starting to participate. That's what it seems. But let me switch over to another smaller cap name, TARC Limited. It's rallied in trade on the back of its luxury residential project launch. We had a chance to speak with the MD and CEO. Now this is a 4,000 crore rupee project which they've taken up in New Delhi. It's a 5,700 crore market cap company. The stock is up roughly 4%. We spoke with the CEO, Amar Sareen, and that's largely on the back of the luxury residential demand. Listen in to what he had to say.
DLF has done phenomenally well. You know, we've all seen the two last launches that they have. So just being inspired by their story, and you know, we want to be an integral part of this growth. I think there's enough demand in the market. I won't put a number to it, but I think you know, there's not enough supply for such good housing projects in the market. I still believe that, you know, another maybe 10,000, 15,000 houses just in this year can of the same, you know, 9 to 12 crores can be absorbed very easily. And more so, you know, in a place like Delhi, where not too many projects come up, people are usually living in, you know, ground plus 3 houses, where security and parking is really an issue. People are, you know, opting to move out and go into high rises. So that's, I think, majority of the demand where it's coming from.
In line with that demand, what is TARC's pipeline like for this fiscal as well as for 2024, the calendar year?
So we have 3 projects that are lined up for this fiscal, and we have another 3 projects which are on the drawing stage right now, which are going to be you know, launched sometime in the later part of the year. So between these 3 projects put together, 2 in Delhi and 1 in Gurgaon, we expect a top line of roughly 7,500 crores from these 3 projects.
Lastly, a bit on the stock performance. The stock's been doing really well. It's grown about 7 times since it listed. What do you have to say on that?
I think the market has really, the real estate market has really supported us. You know, the equity market has really supported us. You know, the products that we have together, the kind of, you know, timing that we have, and the kind of response that we are getting, I think that's reflecting on the stock price.
That was MD and CEO of TARC talking about their future projects as well. And Hersh, we've seen markets at record high. We've seen demat accounts at record high as well. So we're seeing a lot of participation and new investors coming into the market. We spoke to the CDSL MD and CEO Nehal Vora, and he says that he aims to give access to all willing to participate in the market. That's the CDSL MD and CEO. Listen to what he had to say on rising demat accounts and investor interest in the capital markets as well.
It's more of really an inclusion process and ensuring that more and more people can come in a safe, secure manner. And it's an aspiration to be a part of national markets.
So how more do you see that investor interest and all kind of adding it to, especially in CDSL's role as well as from the tier 1, tier 2 cities?
See, again, I'm saying that we are here to create platforms and give it to the market at large and let the market accept the way they want. So there is no specific role or strategy to go to a particular area or not go to a particular area. I think it's giving equal access to all. That's our focus.
Let's slip into a quick break for now, but on the other side, we get you a sneak peek in one of the Ayodhya's new dormitories.
Welcome back. You're watching Market IQ on NDTV Profit. Thanks for staying tuned. But we'll switch focus. We spoke about some specific stocks. Let's shift focus towards Ayodhya. To accommodate the influx of travelers to Ayodhya, the municipal corporation has constructed a host of affordable dormitories. Pallavi Nahata is at one of those locations to tell us more about all of the facilities there. Pallavi.
There are over 50 hotels coming up in Ayodhya as we speak. But if you're a budget traveler, not to worry, there's plenty of options available for you as well. Now, the local municipal corporation has constructed dormitories across the city, and currently the capacity at all of these combined is at about 1,000 beds. We're visiting one of them. Have a look. Now, the dormitory we are currently visiting has 330 beds in total. And that's not all. All of these dormitories are accompanied with parking facilities for cars as well as two-wheelers, along with food courts and shopping complexes. Now, there are, in the food courts, multiple options available with cuisines from across the country. Each of these dormitories is priced at 600 rupees per night, and they're accompanied with a complimentary bottle of water for the travelers.
So that's all the hotels and infra coming up in Ayodhya. But we've seen similar announcements from Gujarat. Today marks the final day of Vibrant Gujarat Summit, abuzz with investments in green energy and semiconductors. Janani joins in from Gandhinagar to give us a wrap on all that transpired in the 3 days. Janani, what do you have for us?
That's right. Hello and welcome to the day and final day 3 and final day of the Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit here in Gandhinagar. As we are wrapping up the final day, if we take a look back at the 3 days of the events that's been, one thing is clear: the investment momentum towards new priority sectors, be it semiconductors, renewable energy, green hydrogen in particular. These were some of the focus areas that we've seen over the course of the 2 days. Today we'll also speak about how MSMEs can benefit from this particular investment momentum that's growing in the state. What we can see clearly is that as of yesterday, there was MOU signed for enhancing the semiconductor ecosystem. As we already know, Micron has set up a plant here in the state of Gujarat. This is going to be followed by a co-location investment by Simtech. These are some of the top investments. Of course, the Tata Group has also stated that they will be setting up a semiconductor fabrication plant here in Dholera, which will be the biggest one so far. And I think this bodes well for the semiconductor industry as a whole. On the first day, we had a lot of the business leaders make commitments about building the renewable energy momentum here in the state. They made a lot of commitments for green hydrogen and clean energy. Most importantly, Gautam Adani, chairman of the Adani Group, was speaking about how he wants to invest 2 lakh crore over the next 5 years in the state. Mukesh Ambani, chairman of Reliance Industries, spoke about how he wants to bear half of Gujarat's energy needs by 2030. Tall claims coming here from the Vibrant Gujarat Summit, and that's a wrap for you as to what's been taking place over here. Back to you.
Perfect. Thanks so much for that, Janani. But let me quickly, flag off GHCL. It's buzzing on the back of MOUs it has signed, and we were speaking about Vibrant Gujarat, and let's quickly pull up the chart for that. You'll see stock up roughly 3.5% odd, 3,450 crores of MOUs signed with the Gujarat government, and the stock is up and away on the back of that. So just marking that out, roughly 5% higher now, GHCL on the back of that. But let me quickly switch focus after witnessing a landmark victory on Wednesday, the first day of trading for a suite of new Bitcoin exchange-traded funds. They've witnessed an extraordinary start. The total volume across 10 spot Bitcoin ETFs has reached more than $4.5 billion in total volume for day 1 of trading. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, the iShares Bitcoin Trust, were the top performers of the newly listed funds. So Bitcoin in focus on the back of that, and we have several Bitcoin experts also commenting on what's happening with regard to Bitcoin and ETF, a bit of a vindication of sorts that's playing out there. But the other piece in focus is India's longest sea bridge, all set to open today in Mumbai. the Trans-Harbour link will apparently slash the current commute time of 2 hours between Sivri to Chile to a merely 22-minute time. Saloni Kothari is here to bring us all of the details on that one. Saloni, take it away.
The much-awaited dream project of Mumbai is coming to reality as the Mumbai Trans-Harbour Link is set to open on 12th of January. It's going to be inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The link helps you reduce your travel time that takes from South Bombay to Navi Mumbai. With the help of this link, it's going to take you about 20 minutes, which typically has been taking you more than 2 hours. It is also going to help you to reach places such as Bangalore, Pune and Goa.
Many are firsts for India's longest sea bridge in terms of technology advancement. We spoke to MMRDA Chief Sanjay Mukherjee, who elaborated more on this.
इस ब्रिज के लिए हमने अगर टेक्नोलॉजिकली हम सोचे तो कुछ ऐसे टेक्नोलॉजीज यूज हुए हैं जो पहली बार भारत में इस्तेमाल हुआ है. उसमें से उल्लेखनीय अगर देखें तो लॉन्ग स्पैन्स, यानी 180 मीटर तक के 4 स्पैन से, इसमें 150 मीटर के स्पैन से, 165 मीटर के स्पैन से, 140 के स्पैन से. इसके लिए एक विशेष जापानीज टेक्नोलॉजी ऑर्थोट्रोपिक स्टील डेक इसका इस्तेमाल किया गया है.
We started from Shivri and we have crossed more than half of the length of the bridge. As you can see that we have crossed about 13 kilometers from where the bridge was started. Let me remind you that this is India's longest sea bridge because it covers more than 21.8 kilometers in area, out of which 5.5 kilometers is made on top of the land and the remaining 16 kilometers is on top of the sea. And as you can see that we are on top of the middle of the sea.
The Commissioner also spoke about how environmental impact and marine lives were taken into consideration while building the bridge. Noise barriers have been put up along with measures to ensure number of flamingos migrating through this route stay intact.
That was quite a tour of India's longest sea bridge. Now let me tell you, it does not come free of cost. You will have to pay about Rs 250 as toll for using the bridge, which will be collected automatically without you having to stop at any booth for paying the toll. It's called the open tolling system. It's first of a kind used in India.
Well, the MTHL bridge is set to be inaugurated today. But shifting focus to something else now, in search for ways to help children with learning disabilities, learning tools play an important role. These tools also help in changing attitudes and perceptions. While an initiative like Ginny's Planet is trying to trigger conversation about inclusion and diversity, Smart Cookie is a learning and development program focused on holistic development in young children, with focus on children with special needs. As part of Samarth by Hyundai initiative, we talk about the importance of learning tools in the growth process of children with special needs.
Meet Ginny. She's a busy girl. She's fun-loving and curious. She was born with many physical challenges. She has a radial club hand and a total of 9 fingers in her 2 hands. She needs to wear thick, heavy spectacles to see. But Ginny is that unique doll who can explain diversity and inclusion to children.
I have been a disability rights and mental health professional since 2002. So my work in the disability rights, diversity and inclusion field is not new. But that's not why I started Ginny's Planet. Ginny's Planet started after my son was born in 2016, and he was born with multiple health conditions and a disability. And that got me thinking that, while I've been working with adults all my life, who's working with children to help them believe that, being different is okay, that you can be different and other people around you can be different, but that's okay.
Ginny the doll and her story have helped hundreds of children, making it easy for them to be part of the mainstream. Since 2019, Ginny has met over 3,500 children in various forms and workshops. Sahiba and Gurisha are a couple of them.
My younger one, she wears specs, and my elder one, she is very studious. So the younger one, she keeps on telling Mama, I just wear specs. People make fun of me. I don't want to wear specs. Make me wear the contact lenses. So this thing, I really just appreciated the workshop right here. She was telling that accept yourself where you are. That they actually came across with a doll, and it has one hand has 5 fingers, another one has 4. That accept the way you are. Don't make fun of others, that we really teach, but do accept yourself.
Ginny and her planet hope to build a world where every child believes that they have rights, respect, and choices, and that being different is okay. Similarly, Smart Cookie, a different platform, approaches the issue from the parent's perspective. They attempt to share learnings from Amrit Raj and Sanjana Raj's parenting journey.
Very early on in our parenting journey, my wife and I, we discovered our daughter had some issues. Everything that we built to teach our daughter, we realized we were making flashcards on PowerPoint, giving it to a printer, getting them laminated, and before we knew it, we had a full stack from floor to ceiling in our house, and we realized these should be made available to other parents. So today we have flashcards which cover the Prime Ministers of India with the actual photographs of individuals. These are also fairly big card with a smooth surface, waterproof and scratch proof. These also have a QR code, which means we made them available digitally. You download these on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, so when you're traveling, you don't have to carry 20 boxes. These are all in your phone or tablet.
Every child is different and has its own unique style of learning. Smart Cookie's vision to promote inclusion and spread awareness about the needs of children with special needs, because getting the right kind of support can make all the difference. Both organizations hope they can help children understand from a young age that societies improve with diversity and inclusion.
Hi, thanks so much for joining in. This is the Mutual Fund Show on NDTV Profit, and I'm Alex Matthew. This show gets you actionable insight that helps you make the right financial decisions. Now, equity markets have been particularly rewarding for investors in 2023 and indeed so far in 2024. Even if you had just bought a Nifty 50 index fund at the start of 2023, you'd have so far gained over 22%. And because of that, your portfolio, which should ideally have a good blend of assets, has likely gotten skewed. Why is that not a good thing, and how should you fix it? That is the first topic that we'll discuss today. The second topic has to do with cryptocurrency. And the reason we're talking about it on the Mutual Fund Show is that the US SEC has allowed the setting up of exchange-traded funds that track the Bitcoin. Can you get access to it here in India? And even if you can, should you consider buying them? That's the second topic. Joining me to talk about these two is Kirtan Shah, the Managing Director of Credence Family Office, and Arnab Pandya, the founder of Money Edu School. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time and for speaking to us on NDTV Profit. Let's kickstart things with a conversation about rebalancing. And to understand why it's necessary, I think it's important to understand why and how a skew in a portfolio takes place. So Kirtan, I'll come to you first. What is a skew in a portfolio and why is it not a good idea to have?
Alex, thanks so much for having me on the show. So, Alex, I'll take it from where you left. What has really happened is over 2023, one of the asset classes, which is equity, has moved and given you extraordinary returns versus the other asset classes, right? So now if you built a portfolio around equity and fixed income, and your equity asset class has moved so significantly and fixed income has not moved, it'll actually change the asset allocation that you really had a year ago versus today. I think that is what is one way of looking at how portfolios